It's here, it's finally here, Model Y. Model Y is most probably the most important product for Tesla this year, and now the customers of the Model Y just got emails that we will go and review, and also we will talk about why this importance for the Model Y launch is there, and also what we know so far. So therefore, March 2020 will be a very exciting month for Tesla, and without further ado, let's roll.
Wolf of Dubai.
So if you ordered a Model Y from Tesla, then you might got an email that is saying your Model Y is coming soon. Now if you open this email, then you will see, congratulations, your Model Y is ready for delivery in March 2020. The next step for you is to confirm when you are able to take delivery so we can ensure the best experience possible. Once you confirm your availability, we will send you an update in the coming days to notify you when you can log into your Tesla account and complete any remaining steps, such as financing and trade-ins. Your Tesla advisor will be available to answer any additional questions you might have. Now, you got this email and you must be super lucky if you are a Tesla Model Y soon to be owner, because when you got this email, you can show Tesla when you would not be available for taking the delivery. So they schedule around their team. Obviously, we know this from other periods of the day. Delivery was always a bottleneck for Tesla, but here they want to show their experience in getting better, obviously, and therefore you can expect your delivery between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. and actually, if you open the calendar, you are seeing the first day for delivery will be the 15th of March, and throughout the March, and obviously further then. And what we know so far about the Model Y, this is what we're talking about now. So what we know, it's the first SUV that Tesla is actually creating. It's an all-electric SUV on the market, and it's completing the overall product line to spell sexy with the Model S, with the Model 3, with the Model X, and then Y will complete the whole Tesla sexy model lineup, which is really, really successful so far. And what we also know is that the production in the US actually started. From some pictures, which we will dive in a little bit later into the vlog, what we know about the technology behind it, but we know that the production started from the shareholders letter or presentation of Q4 in 2019. So this is important that now the next step of the deliveries will be moving on. So the deliveries will be definitely this month, and there was more and more cars spotted on the roads again, because obviously last testings are being made for these cars that are just getting delivered to the clients. And also what we know, that the Model Y will have a couple of interesting tech specs that we don't know yet, but will be definitely out as soon as the first models will be delivered, because Elon Musk promised a lot. Because if you consider it, from prototype to production in just 10 months, this is a record time, and Tesla is very, very fast in these things. And that's why I'm very excited when the first experts like Sandy Munro will get hands on their cars, because these guys are usually tearing the cars apart and seeing what's under the hood. And for example, he already teasered that he believes that the cables are reduced from a couple of kilometers, like back in the Model S, will be just 100 meters in the Model Y, and more other interesting things might come to the Model Y, and therefore this is something that we can really much look forward, and that I will also cover here on this channel. And if you like these videos here on daily basis, make sure to give me a like and also to subscribe, or consider to subscribe. And now let's dive into the most important part of this video, which will be why this product is so important for Tesla in the next couple of weeks. Let's go. Now, first we have to understand that the Model 3 demand is quite strong. Now, there was very much short sellers that said and tried to sell us the news that the demand is weakening, but that's definitely not the case, as we have seen from the sales of Q4 that was announced for Tesla. It was absolutely ridiculous how much cars they could sell. And if you're looking into the delivery times, for example, here in the Middle East, it went from beginning of 2020 to May 2020. So they had to push this because apparently they have so many deliveries to make to Europe and US, their primary market, and therefore we have to assume that the Model 3 demand is still very high, and with more and more popularity for Tesla, it will be even rise higher. Now, the thing is, though, we have to be honest here between you and me, that the Tesla Model 3 demand will peak at some time. So there will be obviously, like a curve, like a product curve for each car where, you will have the peak at which we are maybe soon, maybe in a year or two up approaching, where people want to have maybe another model or maybe consider other models. And Tesla obviously will, as any other company as well, try to modify this or enlarge this way to the peak of the demand with, for example, cheaper prices, new features or whatsoever. So as we know from Tesla, for example, they are not releasing like new models every now and then. They just constantly improving the models without saying, this is now the new model 2021. So they're just constantly improving it, and therefore the Model 3 that you bought maybe a couple of months ago is not so good like the Model 3 a couple of years later. Now, however, let's assume that the peak of demand will be soon there. Tesla needs something else to further push their sale, and there is the Model Y. Now, there's a very beautiful thing about the Model Y, because Model Y is sharing about 76% of all parts with the Model 3. So this means that for all produced Model 3 and Model Y, 75% of parts can we purchase together, and this makes a huge cost advantage, and also this will push the production. I can also believe that they can use maybe the same production line, so when they see, okay, we have a lot of Models Y that we have to push out this week, let's use the same production lines. Model 3 will be a little bit lower this week, we can produce Model 3s a little bit less in quantity. But how the production processes actually are, this is behind closed doors at the Gigafactory in US. However, what we also know that with the first cars that are pushed out for Model Y will be the high margin cars, because obviously Tesla will serve the customers who paid the most for their Model Y first. They got first in line for the reservations and then work down the line, and therefore the margins on the first cars will be bigger than usual, and therefore this will help also to push the Q1 in good numbers, I believe, and that's why Tesla is pushing up the Model Y so faster than planned. Usually, as you might remember, the Model Y was planned for summer, so 3 months or even 4 months earlier they are delivering already to the clients, which is amazing. This will push and help the numbers for Q1, which is usually a slower month for the whole auto industry. Plus we have the coronavirus that further pressure the market, plus we don't have so much sales or too much contribution from China to the overall picture at Tesla, and therefore I believe this is a huge win for Tesla to bring this car so fast to the clients with so much margin on the first cars. Other highlights that we know so far is also that there is a glimpse that Elon Musk did something quite revolutionary with this car, especially in the production process, by creating a unibody. This means that they build a huge pressing machine that can build the whole frame almost in one piece. Now, he hinted something in earnings call a couple of months ago where he said when we get the big casting machine, it will go from 70 parts 2:1 with a significant reduction in capital expenditure and all the robots to put those parts together. Now you see, with time Tesla get better and better. These are the tricks of a smart manufacturer to combine parts for different products, to have less and less steps in the making of the car. Now already the Model 3 was revolutionized the manufacturing production of electric cars, but this Model Y will be even better, and this shows us why. Now, however, one other simplified point here with the Model Y was also in the sales presentation back a couple of months ago, that the car will be 10% spacier, so therefore the selling price will start somewhere 10% more than the Model 3. Now, let's dive into the conclusion. So I'm super excited that this was just announced and getting out to clients. I can't wait to have this effect on the numbers, though it's just half of the month, as we have seen, 15 days only about for deliveries of the Model Y. We don't know yet production numbers of the Model Y, but definitely what will help will be the good reviews this next month to also push the Tesla stock, the Tesla image, the numbers obviously, when we see the first reviews of people being super happy or unhappy, we don't know, but most probably we know from Tesla that they're pushing really great product technology to the edge, and therefore I'm super interested in the first reviews of YouTubers or other people just saying, hey, this is my Model Y, this is how it looks like, and I can't wait. And this will definitely have the next milestone also, by covering the overall product cycle of other products like the Model 3 or the Model X. X and S model sales went down over the last couple of months and weeks, and therefore this will help to subsidize when the Model 3 is a small version of the Model S, then the Model Y is a small version of the Model X.